speakers. I wish I could evaluate all you guys. I think the grammarian's got a lot of great material. Who's our grammarian today? Is it Dan Walsh? All right. You're gonna shine, I know it. Linda definitely shined. I got a chance to talk to her this morning before she gave her speech, and a couple things she wanted to do was almost use this as a way to retune or retool. She was out of Toastmasters for a few years and saw the icebreaker, this was an icebreaker, as a way to just, redo something she did a long time ago with a different perspective, which is kind of cool. It got me thinking about my icebreaker and how maybe someday I'll give that and how much will I change, whatever. But the icebreaker is interesting. So for some of you guys that, maybe just gave one, or some of you guys that gave it a long time ago, I look at it almost like a dyno. I don't know how many people here know what a dyno is. You guys ever watch car shows? They take a car and put on this set of wheels and they hook something to the back tires. And it's designed to see how you perform. And the icebreaker is sort of like that. You come up here, you got a few ideas, you throw some zingers, you try them out, you see if the crowd responds, hopefully they laugh. And if they don't, you move along. I got a couple quotes. These are the jokes, folks. That was good. I laughed at that, everyone laughed at that. I'm a late boomer. That was a good one too. I don't know if you guys caught that. I'm a late boomer. And then my marriage ended, but as Roy said, it was for the best. I thought that was funny. As far as homework, my job isn't to just come up here and say, oh, these are some of the quotes. I do have to give you some constructive criticism. And so just a couple of things that I think you could probably work on. One would be try to memorize the speech just a little bit more, because these are your stories. You don't need your notes. And I know this because I have to work so hard at it. What I'll do with my speech is I write it and I put so much detail in there that I don't want to miss the detail. And so I'm like looking down and I'm trying to force myself to look out. So don't worry so much about the detail. It will come. If you close your eyes, it'll come out. And what happened was, if we look at our speech like a painting, which is sort of what you had, you gave some good information from your notes, and at the end, you took us on a journey. When you were talking about riding your bike and how you were thinking of your brother and the sun was coming up, the horizon, you took us there. That was a great way to end it. I would say do more of that. Those two things together will make you a great speaker. Thank you.
Was that A+? I know the name was gracious. Evaluating our second speaker, Tim Conyers. Please welcome past club president, Toastmaster Allex McGriff.
Tim Conyers! Tim Conyers is a veteran speaker. And what I like about you, that you volunteered at the last minute. I don't know if Carmelo twisted your arm to do it, but great job at that. Anybody who can give a speech at the last minute or volunteer and give a great speech that humorous and that good, I take my hat off to you, man. Tim has this tonality, it's easy to listen to. And with your tonality, it's so calm and it just brings you in. And this speech, great topic about travel, because everybody likes travel. If you don't like travel, I don't know what's wrong with you. You have a great, I won't say great, I'll say superb storytelling abilities. And you're very descriptive when you're telling a story. As for the things you was looking for, relaxed fluidity, humor, clarity, eye contact, and comfort level, knocked them out of the park. And you had so many things in your speech, so many humorous little, I don't want to say little, but punchlines that, everybody just laughed. My wife don't like me going to the beach because I look at all the girls. Who wives would love them to go to the beach and look at the girls? The only thing I will recommend you improve on is vocal variety. This speech, you had so many things, and if you would inserted more vocal variety and pause just a little bit between those funny little humor moments to let us digest. To let it digest a little bit more. It'll set up your next next line. Thank you very much.
See, I'm not the only one who forgets. One moment, I haven't introduced you yet. Evaluating speaker number 3, Toastmaster Ben Hughes, our current Vice President of Education, Toastmaster Lilian Kattelmann.
Good morning, Winter Park Toastmasters.
Good morning.
Ben Hu gave us a wonderful speech. It is different from his previous speech. His previous speech will be more accents, more loud. Today, he's more confident, more calm. He's beginning with ask questions. Make audience pay attention and relax to listen his speech. That's wonderful. He listed his time of his grow up when he was 13th, 16th, 18th, 21st, what he wants to do. Finally, he said he worried too much of his life. Maybe it's right. Everybody worries. That he said he did everything his parents expected. That's right. That's a good child. I said, excellent child. You do what your parents expected. That finally he get the conclusion. Now he's 21 years old. He's a grown-up man. What he want to do in his life? That's a serious question. In his age, think about this question. It's wonderful. That's excellent speech. But the conclusion, a little bit weak. You said, don't worry about too much, just enjoy the present. I say, you need to think deep, dig deep. Steve Jobs says, find your talent. Your career will be whole your life. You should find what's your talent, what is you good about, what is your passion. Find what you will do in your life. Thank you. Excellent.
Evaluating our 4th speaker, Tim Linger. Please welcome distinguished Toastmaster, Jordan Camenker.
Sir Jordan.
I'll be brief, I won't linger. Tim succeeded on many levels. This was to be a humorous speech, and he started out, you like to use your introduction to get the audience warmed up. He had 3 great questions to get us engaged, using his introduction, funny quips, and then he started by referencing members of the audience, Allex and Tim and the puns, and that's a way of engaging your audience and connecting. He had great gestures. He had the all-encompassing gesture. He had the look over his back shoulder while the guy was going around to the front of the house. He even had his baby son is holding his thumb. I was ready for him to say, pull my finger, but he never did. Tim wanted to know if he was effective at storytelling, and yes, this was the story we were all dying to hear. There are a couple of things that Tim might do to ratchet this thing up just a bit. The goal of the speech, we never knew. What was the manual? What was the pathway? What was the goal? And how can we as an audience help him by giving feedback? So it's useful to use the introduction to give us that. It makes us more effective at making him more effective. Number 2. Oh, ladies and gentlemen of the Toastmasters jury, give us a prop, for crying out loud. Give us a piece of burnt wood. Give us the photo albums with all the charcoal on the edges. That would have been great. And this was an opportunity for vocal variety. What's that? Now, he could have given us the handyman, Herman.
What happened?
I don't know. That would have been great. He might have mentioned the other neighbor, the one whose house, thank God, didn't get burnt, my son Noah, who is the one who called the fire department. The last thing, humorists know that the very first and the very last lines are the ones that have to punch best. You close with your best line, and you ran out of time. So you don't want that to happen. I wonder, by the way, who puts their family photo albums in the shed with the shears? I don't know.
Isn't this fun? Mr. Timer, did all evaluators qualify? All qualify. Excellent.
All right.
Our evaluators, would you please
Up against the wall.
stand and face the wall? Would all evaluators please sit down, with the exception of distinguished Toastmaster Jordan Camenker.
Thank you.
Well done.